Some very interesting things coming out of the market for the Edmonton greater area. So we're going to look at the numbers from March of 2026. Stick around. We're also going to talk about specifically the market numbers for Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, and one of always the favorites, looking at what was the highest selling price for a home in the greater Edmonton area. We'll break those down to you as well too. So these numbers again are through the greater Edmonton area from RAE, the Realtors Association of Edmonton. And we're going to look at first and foremost from March of 2026, the actual sales activity was up 33%, which is a big number compared to February 20, just last month. In comparison to March of 2025, the sales activity is actually down by about 14%. Now, that's not too much to be concerned by because when we go back to 2025, that spring was a crazy market, kicked off in February and really ramped up with a lot of multiple offers and really accelerated up on average home prices right through until about the May, almost the June market window. Now, if we look at the average selling price for all residential, so that's going to take detached homes, that's going to take your duplexes, that's going to take condos and townhouses as well. And we're seeing that average sale price overall is still up by about 3.4%, coming in at $470,800 over February. Same time from March of 2025, so the year-over-year number is still up about 2.2%. So if we break it down as to what the average selling prices are by category, the detached single-family homes were selling for $590,162. That's a jump of 3.3% over February, and still up about 2.5% from March of 2025. So that's really quite positive for the market. So the semi-detached, which is the duplex style type homes, that had an average sale price of about $437,000. That's down slightly over February and slightly up about 1.6% from March of 2025. Townhomes going out at just under $308,000. You're seeing a little bit of an adjustment coming down from about 2.2% from the same time last year. Condominiums kind of holding steady. They're at an average sale price right now coming in at $212,000. And that is down about 2.8% from March of last year. Now, we're also seeing that the listing inventory has taken a big jump over February. There's an increase of almost 31%. So we're having right now about just over 3,800 listings in total. So that is giving us an average day on the market for sales running at about 38 days. So one of the key things we always look at about where the inventories level are is how many months of inventory does that represent? And that's coming in about 2.9 months worth of inventory. So it's still really tending to a little bit of a seller's market slightly, because we ideally like to see somewhere around about 4 or 5 months of inventory, which is going to give you a little bit more of a balanced market. Now, talking about high rollers. So in the greater Edmonton area, the most expensive single family home that sold was for $2.9 million. We had a duplex that sold out for just under $1.2 million and $655,000 for a townhouse. And we had an apartment style condo go out for $873,000. So some great numbers coming across the board there. Now, when we look at Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, this is really quite interesting because what we're seeing here is that the sales for Spruce Grove last month was about 55 units, and that's actually down from the same time last year at 73. Stony Plain was at 40, but that's more or less on par from March of 2025. But what's really interesting here is the average sale price. So if we look at Spruce Grove first, it's coming in at $519,724, so just under $520,000. But the big difference here is compared to March of last year, it was coming in at $561,000. Now, here's the interesting thing looking at Stony Plain. The average sale price in Stony Plain for March was at $477,000, and that's actually a jump, a huge jump, from the same time last year of $388,000. So question becomes, why is there such that discrepancy in the numbers? A lot of times it comes back to the buyers. Buyers are really looking for value for the dollar. So if you're looking at Spruce Grove and you're seeing that the same comparable place in Stony Plain is coming in a little bit cheaper, two communities really close together, a little different vibe, but the same amenities that are being shared, you're going to have a tendency to move over to where you're going to get a bigger bang for your buck. So it's really important, two things, that if you're coming into the buying market this spring, that if you got your heart set on one specific community, take the time to look what's happening in the other as well too, because you might find a better value for your dollar. Now, the other side is if you're selling, it's always great to look at what's going on in your specific community, but you might also want to see what the trends are happening in the community next door, because that may have an impact as to what your buyers are seeing and what they're looking for value to the dollar as well too. So taking a full encompassing approach, not only from what's happening in your own general community, but across the two in general, will really help you target for, as a buyer, best value for your dollar, and as a sales, if you're selling your home as a seller, well, you're going to be able to really get an informed decision across the board. If you'd like some more details, feel free to reach out and contact me at any time. DM me, email me, whatever you like, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. It's going to be an exciting spring. I think the snow's finally leaving, and let's get excited for an upcoming great spring and exciting market. Cheers.